Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sade. If you're new here, hello, hi, and if you're not, then you already know what time it is. We've got another room transformation. Today's video is really exciting for me personally because it is the first room that I am transforming in my parents' house. I decided to start with my mum and dad's main bedroom because I just felt like your bedroom is a place that you should be able to like really relax in, indulge in. It should be such a nice tranquil space. I felt like it was time for them to have the bedroom that they deserved. As I mentioned, this is going to be one of the first of many of a series of videos on my page, i.e. my family home transformation. So if you aren't already, please do hit the red subscribe box button down below and watch it turn grey, and that means that you're subscribed to me and that you're never going to miss a video. If you can think of anyone that might enjoy this video, please do share it with them. I'm going to share some pictures of the room as a before because for some stupid reason I just kind of threw myself into the project and I didn't actually film any like videos of the befores. It's a really good, decent sized room, but it's got no character really. It just didn't have any wow factor. It wasn't giving luxury bedroom vibes. So yeah, without further ado, I am going to show you how I transformed my mum and dad's bedroom. Go and grab a snack and a drink because it's probably going to be quite a long one. I hope you enjoy it. So the first thing that I wanted to tackle was paneling in the room. As I said before, it's a really decent sized room and I thought paneling would look stunning in here. As always, to make my paneling projects easier, I use my laser level. I will leave this linked in the description box for you below, so go and check it out. It takes all the thinking out of getting the panels level and makes the process so much quicker. Once I had my measurements, I took each piece of wood outside and I cut them down to size with my miter saw. Now I'm not setting a very good example here. I should have goggles on and I'm not sure why I didn't, but please do make sure you're wearing goggles if you are using any machinery like this, because any kickback or dust can actually be really potentially dangerous. But as you can see, I am cutting them at an angle. Now this means that I can take the pieces inside and use them to create the corner joints internally and externally with minimal effort and get a really professional result. I'm using my new battery operated nail gun by Works. This was gifted to me, so I'm just putting that out there, but I would highly recommend getting some form of a cordless or battery operated nail gun. I've had one in the past that was corded. The cord was so short and it was really frustrating to use. This one is strong and reliable and it makes the job quicker and easier. Another thing that I would recommend using on a project like this, especially when you are poking holes into the wall, is to use some sort of a detector. This will help you to identify any electrical wires, any copper pipes, anything that could potentially be dangerous if you were to drill or screw or nail into it. I usually have a 4-inch border around my panels and I found this coaster which was exactly 4 inches, so I used it to rule down and make my life easier. I also drew out the sketch of what I wanted the panels to look like, took measurements, made sure that there were no existing wires or coppers behind the walls and got to work, and it was really super simple having tools like this to hand. I think in total across the 2 days it only took me about 3 to 4 hours to panel the entire room. I swear, I love this thing. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Look at that, so easy. Done. That took me what, less than 15 minutes. Oh, amazing. That's what the room is currently looking like. I've panelled every single part that I need to panel, ignore the floor, obviously the carpet's not down, and all behind the bed as well. Trying to figure out if I want to do more paneling above the bed, but the issue is there's one window here, not one on there, so I don't really like things not being symmetrical, so I don't think it's going to look quite right. The next thing to do now, I've caulked, you can see the caulk, and I've filled all of the little holes everywhere, and I've caulked all the edges, so the next thing to do is to get some white paint, some white priming wood paint, and just paint all of it ready for the actual colour. I'm still waiting on the paint that I want to come. It's not been delivered yet and the carpet is meant to be laid on Tuesday. I'm gonna have to paint when the new carpet is down, most likely, which I didn't want to do, but it should be fine. I mean, that's how I normally paint stuff, but it's just a bit annoying, isn't it? I've spent like half an hour to an hour painting all of this side, and then I was like, why am I painting this by hand? I have a spray paint machine gun. Here is my Wagner that I got from B&Q for £50. It took me like 40 minutes, half an hour to paint those 4 panels, and then the back of the bed, which you can't see because I've put it back in place, but all the way up to the end there literally took me about 1 minute to spray per panel. So, you know, you do end up using a little bit more paint, just a little bit more, especially if you don't have the technique down correctly. I'll need to go over them with the proper paint that we're getting from Frenchic paint, and that will kind of all be done when I'm painting the top of it as well. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spray all of this now. Do keep an eye out towards the end of the video. I end up spray painting some bedside tables for this room, and I do end up using this machine. If you want some more tips, head over to my kitchen makeover, which I did really recently, and I give you a plethora of advice that you can use when using a tool like this to get a really smooth, perfect polished finish. So this is what the room looked like after I'd done a really rough kind of coating of primer, and it was just before we got the new carpets put down. Fantastic. Yeah, if you need anything, shout me. A cup of tea or a water or anything.
Cup of tea.
Tea? Milk, sugar?
Milk, 2 sugars, please.
Milk, 2 sugars?
1 sugar.
1 sugar. Considering the carpet in the room before was really non-existent and very, very thin, we decided to go in with a double thick underlay just to make the new carpet really cushy and really soft under the feet, especially in all of the main rooms in the house. I will leave links of the exact brand of carpet, type and colour that we ended up going with. These guys were fantastic. Shout out to Paul and Rob for doing a fantastic job laying the carpet in the house. It was fascinating to watch. They worked really, really hard and did it all really quickly, but all really professionally, and we were so happy with the results. Let's get Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on. Excuse the loud humming in the background, that is the fan. It was so hot. Something about the UK weather, it's more humid than hot, just uncomfortable. In exciting news, it was time to paint the lower half of this panelling. I am using Frenchic Paint's Whitey White. This paint, phenomenal. I will show you the end result. Obviously you will see the gorgeous colour. It's really difficult to explain this colour, but it is a bright white with a slight warmth to it. Not that it's a cream colour, but it is just such a nice, warm, inviting colour. Perfect colour for this bottom half panelling. If you do any panelling in your home and you're thinking of what white to use, I highly recommend Whitey White by Frenchic Paint, and it was a delight to put on too. So I've painted the bottom Whitey White by Frenchic Paint, and it is such a nice white colour. It's almost like got a grey cream undertone to it. It just looks very classic and elegant. It's not too bright white, it's very muted. This is Parchment by Frenchic Paint. I was looking for something a little bit more like this, but it's just a bit too yellow undertone. It's still a nice colour, but it's a bit yellow. Do I just go and pop to B&Q tomorrow morning and just go and get gentle shadows? On camera they probably look the same, but they're not. This has got a much more subtle undertone of a cool colour. This is very, very warm, and whilst I want the warm in the room, I don't want it to be yellow. It's a bit peach, a bit yellow. I'm going to sit and think about it, but that's how I'm feeling at the moment.
A few moments later.
Okay, hello, hi. I had a couple of tins of this spare. This is matted off by the Elle and Crown collaboration. It's number 517. This is the colour we're getting, which is a little bit darker than I wanted it to be, but it's way better than this colour. I think this colour would have really looked nice, but it would have just not given me the end result that I wanted. So we're going to go for this colour. It's going to be a bit darker, so the room's going to be much more cosy, but it's not a bad thing. So I'm going to start painting that now. I have finished painting the room, both at the bottom and the top. Can you see? It's very, very similar to Stone in Love by Frenchic paint, which is the colour in my living room. Love this. Look at this. So the next thing we're waiting for is the bed to come, which should be coming in a couple of days. I need to do the bedside tables. The ones that you see here are not staying. I've actually found some on Facebook Marketplace. They're currently like a mahogany brown. I'm going to be sanding them all back and painting them in the exact same colour as my ones back at home, because my mum and dad are obsessed with those ones. So I'm just going to make them some as well. It's been a long day for me. I'm about to peace out. I'm going to get myself pretty. I'm going on a date night with my boo. Put a little makeup on, put a little dress on, and I'll see you when we perhaps, what are we going to be doing next? Oh, the bedside tables. That's the next thing. Now these are actually drawers, not bedside tables, but I was able to pass them off as bedside tables because mum and dad's room's pretty big and the bed and everything in situ, it looked perfect. So I picked these up from Facebook Marketplace for £20 and sanded them down. So this is where I haven't sanded at all. I sanded this with 180 and I've sanded this with 40, so I was actually able to get back to the bare wood with the 40, so I'm going to use the 40 on the rest of it and then 180 just to smooth the whole surface out before painting. Try to sand in the direction of the wood grain just to help maintain it. This is especially important if you are looking to stain the wood or add a clear top coat and keep that wood effect. You don't want to go all over the place and have the wood looking beat up and janky. If, like me, you're painting them, then it doesn't really matter which direction you're sanding them. Just finish sanding with 180 grit paper so that you've got a nice surface for the paint to adhere to. This orbital sander, so good. Literally don't put any effort into it. You just have to hold it and it sands away. I don't know if you could tell in the previous clips, but I was exerting a lot of energy using that detailed mouse sander. I decided to switch it up and go for this orbital sander instead, and it was the best decision I've ever made. I exerted no energy. I literally held it in place. The twisty-turny of the orbital sander did all of the work for me, and I ended up sanding down these drawers in literally like 1 minute per front. By the way, absolutely every single tool that I'm using and paint and whatnot, I will leave links down below in the description box for you, so pop on down if you want to grab yourself any of these tools. So we've skipped forward a little bit here, but for some reason I've lost my main camera footage of me painting these windows, so I wanted to show you the process beginning to end, and it's really super simple, so don't be worried about doing something like this, especially if it's going to make your room transformation pop even more. As you can see, I am sanding down all of the surface area. I end up sugar soaping and wiping away any excess dust, and then I went in with the Frenchic paint Al Fresco weatherproof inside and outside mineral paint in the colour Blackjack. Now this transformation, boys and girls, phenomenal. Honestly, painting windows, I didn't know it could actually transform a room so much, and it was so simple to do. You don't need to use a primer with this paint, and you don't actually need to use a top coat, but I would suggest doing so because it is a windowsill and you may end up putting vases and stuff down there. Also, use masking tape to protect your window panes and create sharp lines. Okay, so now I am spray painting the handles that used to be on the windows, the existing ones, because there's no need to get rid of them. So I am using the Plasticoat spray paint. I love this stuff. What they look like before, this is after. So give it a little shake and just really lightly and evenly apply in short bursts. And then I'm going to swap to the other side. Because you don't want it to have like a drip effect. That's when it doesn't look nice. It doesn't look professional. It doesn't look like you've actually bought it. It looks like you've spray painted it. You want short bursts. And if you can't get a section, just don't worry. Don't like force it. What I mean by don't force it is don't overspray if you want to get a really polished finish. Right, this is going to be a struggle. This is a super king size.
I know every 5 and deny. Hold on.
Oh, I did it. Wow, I'm so strong. Cleared the space of the bed. I don't think I've got enough memory card space I've used up like 4 memory cards at this point. But you know how to build beds. They're really easy to put together these days. I'm hoping it's not gonna take me more than like 20 minutes. Touch wood, I haven't just jinxed that. But yeah, I'll show you when it's finished. Fingers crossed it's the right size. It comes together well, all the pieces are there, and it's the right colour as well.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I really like the bed. It was actually meant to come in a cream colour, so I thought it was going to be much lighter than this. But I'm not mad. It's more of a mocha. It's more of a, I wouldn't even say grey. Well, it is a kind of a grey, but it's more of like a grey mocha. It matches the curtains almost almost as if I planned it. Don't know if you can see them there. They're like the same shade. The next thing that I need to do is to paint the bedside tables. And then the last few things to do is to make some, upcycle some stuff that I got from charity shops. I have a couple of canvases, some vases, some pieces. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna use my spray paint gun. This is my Wagner, £50 from B&Q. Diluted, shall we say. The paint is furniture paint by Valspar. Let me show you. The colour Deep Space Echo. Furniture paint, 750 mils. Yep, and it kind of initially goes on like a teal colour. You get a shock because it looks green, and then it starts to darken into a really nice indigo blue colour, almost black, but it's definitely got like a bluey green undertone. Anyway, just giving my concoction a little mix. I've set my Wagner spray gun. This little twisty bit here dictates how much spray is going to come out, so you get a finer mist the more you twist it out. And then I've set this to be, I don't know what the term is, but you can basically turn this nozzle and it shoots it horizontally, vertically, or as a circle. So I'm hoping this is going to just work. I kind of try to do it in a twisty motion so I'm able to cover everything in one sitting. It does take some getting used to, I'm not going to lie. It's not the easiest tool in the world, but it's not too difficult. It's all right. So it's starting to behave like this now because it's running out of paint, so it's not picking up very well from the base. So in order to give myself the smoothest finish, I should really change the paint up, add more paint, add more water, and then continue spraying. But I don't know why, I just like finishing it to the end and make my life difficult. But if I were you, I'd change it. Okay, I have got that other side to do, so I'm going to have to change it up. All you've got to do is twist this off, and then you'll be able to see I've got basically nothing left in there. So I'm going to add some more paint, add some more water. Okay, new lot added in. I'm going to spray the side and the top, let it all dry, spray the drawer fronts as well, let them all dry, and then come do a second coat later on. That took me 25 seconds. The last couple of days just consisted of finishing touches, so I put the bedsides in the room. Look at that gorgeous colour, I love it so much. And if you're wondering guys why this took so long, I kind of was just doing this project as and when. There was no real deadline, so I just took my time and enjoyed the process. I ended up picking up these doorknobs from Dunelm. They have a new range of doorknobs and they're amazing. These were £3 for a packet of 2. Fantastic quality, couldn't knock them apart from the fact that I didn't think they suited the room in the end. Already set one of these up and I know it's gorgeous. I mean, H&M stuff isn't like cheap, but it's not super expensive. It's definitely, because they're nice quality pieces, they're pieces that you will have for a long time and will last a long time. There's the plate. Oh, it's gorgeous. Use that screw to attach it at the bottom here. Oh my god, I can't even explain. I've been gone for half an hour trying to do that whole screw thing situation. I had to get Rob to help me because I ended up over tightening the screw in without the base plate on. Could not get it out for the life of me. Thank God Rob was there. Now we're on to the shade cover, the lampshade cover. This is the Sarah cover. Why am I saying cover? This is this Sarah 16-inch shallow drum shade. It is really big. If you want your lamps to feel more elegant, get a big shade. This is a really nice linen material. It's very much white. It's got a kind of cream tone to it though, but it is more so a white than a cream. On like that. And then we've got this. It's so gorgeous. Oh, it's so pretty. It's all attached to my feet. Oh. Okay, so I've got my tripod set up with my laser level on top of the bed, and I don't know if you can see it, but across here there is a red line. There's a red cross right here. I'm hoping you can see it on the camera, and that is significant of where the level line is horizontal and vertical. Just put 2 nails in. I'm actually not going to measure it. Just got these little nails, nothing special. I just found them downstairs quickly. Really quite easily just flip them around until I've got a design that I quite like. I just did these randomly yesterday with no thought process really, so that looks a bit better actually. I might just leave it like that, but I do like the tone of this like deep blue, and then this brightens it up a lot to match the panelling, and then this on the other side of the room matches the bedside tables. So there is some thought behind it. This little gadget is always the star of the show. I love it so much. And this tripod, I'm going to show you here because I always get questions. This is by Elle. It was literally like £15, and you can extend it in so many ways. It's got 3 clips to adjust the height, and then this, and it's green, it's level, so when it's flashing like that, it's not level, obviously. And that's how you switch it off. Really easy to use. I'm actually waiting on a delivery from Amazon for some handles that I ordered last minute. These ones, I think I showed you yesterday. I'm not in love. They're too modern, they're too bulky for this as well. Yeah, the next thing to do now is iron king size bed sheets. So I need to do that because I'm taking content, and also it's the first time they're going to be slept in and stuff, so it needs a full experience. So I went ahead and did all the final and finishing touches, and I'm going to reveal to you in 3, 2, 1 what the finished room looks like. Okay guys, so that was it. That is the room transformation for my mum and dad. I'm literally beaming because it just makes me so happy to know that they've got such a comfortable room now. I just wanted to create a really elegant, traditional, classic feel in their room, just with a bit of a modern twist. It's definitely something that I want to kind of transpose through the rest of the house. So be sure to be following me, subscribe, hit the red button so that you can subscribe to me and you never miss a video. And then you can see all of the other makeovers that I end up doing over the next few months or so. Also give me a like and a comment if you fancy it, and don't forget to follow me over on TikTok and Instagram. So that is it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If this is one of your first times watching my channel and you want to see some more stuff like this, head over to my page and there are tons of videos for you to throw yourself into and have a good binge watch. And if this isn't your first time watching and you're all caught up, I am very sorry, but I am working on a video for you, so make sure you stay tuned. Anyway guys, I really appreciate you watching. I don't know why I keep doing this with my hands. Like when I feel full of love, I'm just like, ah. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye guys. Mwah.